Slow cooking is an easy and convenient way to prepare a meal for your family, but there are a few things you should know before you give it a go.
Most recipes will need to cook 7 to 8 hours on low or 3 to 4 hours on high. You can choose either. It just depends when you'd like the food to be ready. For larger cuts of meat such as large pork roast, it could take over 9 hours of cook time on low.
So you gotta plan ahead, but you'll get an easy and fabulous meal that your entire family will love every time.
That's right. Now let's get started. I'm going to walk you through my recipe for slow cooked pot roast. It's actually a slimmed down version of a traditional pot roast. I'm using boneless beef chuck roast. The Wesson oil is heating and I've mixed the flour and pepper together in a separate bowl. I'll sprinkle this over the meat. This helps with browning the meat and creates a roux that will thicken your sauce. Then brown it on all sides.
Now Liz, is browning the meat really necessary?
No, you don't have to brown the meat first, but it does add a nice extra flavor and gives the meat a great color. But if you're not browning the meat, just leave out the flour mixture altogether. Once the meat is browned, remove it from the pan and place it in the slow cooker.
Now, the great thing about preparing meat in this way is that you can use a less expensive cut of meat, since this cooking process actually tenderizes the meat.
For this recipe, I'm using a 4-quart slow cooker. This is just the right size for our meat, plus all of the veggies. The rule I go by is a pound of food per quart, meaning you need a 6-quart slow cooker or bigger for 6 pounds of food.
Okay, Liz, now let's get to work. Just add the potatoes, carrots, and onions, and let me do this. I love adding the garlic.
Then we have a mixture of Worcestershire sauce, Hunt's tomato paste, beef broth, and sugar.
Now remember, acidic foods such as tomatoes, vinegar, wine, and citrus juices can also help tenderize the meat. We're using Hunt's tomatoes. They're a favorite of mine because they're grown in California and flash steamed for freshness. And just look at the color. This is what tomatoes are supposed to look like. Put them in! Now when you're making a slow cooker meal,
make sure the slow cooker is at least half full, but not more than 3/4 full. Now the pot roast will cook for 8 hours on low.
And don't open the lid. Every time you open it, you're going to increase the cooking time.
Our roast is done and it looks great.
And also, the aroma is fabulous. Now it's the tomatoes that add to the savory flavor of the pot roast. And Liz, for just 10 minutes of prep work, this is a great dinner. And for more family-pleasing recipes just like this, visit simpleanddelicious.com.